Hello, everybody. Welcome to Preston Jensen's podcast, episode number 24. Tonight, we've got a very special guest that we've had on several times in the past, but tonight he is talking about something new. Tonight, we've got James Jensen, and we're going to be talking about a new project that he's doing. James, well, welcome to the show yet again.
Side fun hobby.
What's that?
I said kind of just a side fun hobby.
A side fun hobby. Yeah, less of a project, more of something fun to do in the free time.
Yep. Hey, thanks for coming tonight, Preston.
You're welcome. I'm glad
you could make it.
I'm glad I could make it to my show.
Yeah, it's good. Something kind of fun. A couple friends of mine and I, it's another realtor, another RE/MAX realtor. We worked on a project, very awesome lake cabin in Minnesota, and we co-brokered it, had a lot of fun filming the video, and we're like, hey, it would be kind of fun to promote things that are not necessarily just real estate. So that's what we did. And there's just an incredible old schoolhouse that was totally renovated, and we made a short video on the Nome Schoolhouse, which is right outside of Valley City.
And before we go any further, I should probably play a little clip from that video. Sound good? Is that all right with you?
Yeah, that's fine with me.
We'll go with that. Let's go here.
I'm Tom. And I'm James. And that's Casey behind the camera. And we are going to show you some amazing places that you need to check out.
Today we're in Nome, North Dakota, population 51, home of the Nome Schoolhouse. This place is unreal.
I'm going to pause it there just because if you guys want to see it, head on over to, what's the name of the channel?
Oh, it's called Coffee and Lefse Crew. It totally captures the Midwest. The whole thing is it's Midwest people appreciating Midwest things. So, there's all these incredible places in North Dakota, Minnesota, kind of rural America that deserve to be on the map. So we decided to pick out some of these cool, unique places that you'd never guess is in North Dakota or wherever it is, and highlight them.
And after episode 1, do you have a lot of things coming, or how often do you think you'll put out these videos, and what's next?
Ideally, we've talked about this, and it's mainly quality over quantity. So whatever it is, it's going to be awesome, and it's going to be a high quality. And when you watch, we want you to go away with, wow, I should really go see that. That's pretty cool.
And so it's not going to be your typical YouTube channel where you're just quantity. You're going to be posting every day. It's going to be more something that, hey, someone wants to see something cool in North Dakota. You'll maybe take their suggestion, maybe not.
Maybe not.
And you're going to make a good video. And it seems like after watching the video you guys did of the Nome Schoolhouse, must have had a lot of research that went into it as well, because it wasn't just, hey, here's the Nome Schoolhouse. There's a lot of history behind that. How did you study something like this when it's not so easy to study? I mean, you can't just look up the facts you were talking about.
Teresa and Chris are an unbelievable amount of knowledge. Nobody has more passion for that building and that history than those two, and they are the owners of the building. But what's really cool about it, it looks like just an incredible event center, but what you don't see is the I can't remember the name of it, but basically they process raw wool into yarn, and it's retreat. I don't know if you can fast forward to it in the video, but
let's see here.
You got to hear this. I mean, the reason why the Shepherd's Industries is what initially kicked this project off for them, and it is really unreal.
Okay, so we are a fiber processing mill, and what we do here is we take raw fiber, wool from sheep, alpaca, I mean, you name it, we've probably processed here if it's a natural fiber. And we process it into roving, which is used for hand spinning and crafting, and we also process it into yarn. This is the heart of the Nome Schoolhouse. This is the reason the school was renovated, was Shepherd Industries, these two businesses that we partnered, Bear Creek Felting, Dakota Fiber Mill, into Shepherd Industries. We have created here the Nome Schoolhouse. We renovated it into a 30,000 square foot fiber arts retreat center, maker's mecca like none other in the world. We, locale here, we ship out 50 to 60 packages a day all over the United States as well as internationally.
So, I mean, it's just incredible. It's like it just goes on and on and on. You know, when we started it, it was one thing, and then as we get on to filming, it's like, well, you got to point out that they have RV parking. You have a chef who lives on site. There's 11 rooms upstairs that were converted classrooms into, I mean, and just the detail in each room. You know, one of the rooms in there is the wallpaper above the bathtub and shower is actually one of the classes that attended school there at one time.
Yeah, see, if I wouldn't have seen this video, I would have had no idea something like this even existed. And it's
because it's really in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah, good one. I should have the sound effects for that.
Yeah.
But
Always.
yeah, some K-fan sound effects.
Right.
But yeah, it's really three separate things, right? I mean, is it like an Airbnb? It's a wedding venue, and then it's
11 hotel rooms. It's a wedding event center. You have the gym that's been converted into an event center, and there's like a full bar in the back of that. And then there's the restaurant bar area, which is a completely separate area, which huge, gorgeous windows just overlooking the rolling plains.
It seems
it's just unbelievable. It just goes on, and it's like right smack dab in Nome.
And I mean, so was this school in really good shape before they started, or did they totally renovate everything? It seems like
I mean,
if you
the
look
roof was even missing. It was bad.
Wow.
It was in really bad shape.
And
so what they've done is really incredible.
And it looks like they did a lot to preserve what was there, because everything that's there looks like it's just kind of new.
Right. In the history, I mean, they saved a lot of artifacts. They kind of have a museum area in there. There's a gift store.
So how about the scoreboard that was in there? Is that the actual scoreboard that was in there, or did they just bring in something
scoreboard that was in the gym?
And did that still work? I mean,
it was still working.
Okay, because I was curious in the video. I thought, oh, maybe they just added some sound effects. And
that's not sound. That's the sound of the board, and it is.
That's
loud.
very cool.
Like we lit up. Like when I hit that button, there was another meeting going on, and they all heard it. Like in another part of it, it's like. It was
so awesome. They've got meetings that happen there. I mean, do businesses bring their
corporate retreats? There was a corporate retreat going on when we were there.
Okay.
And so they had rented out the rooms upstairs, and they were staying up there, and then they're having their meetings down below. And then, like I said, they have an on-site chef that you just call ahead. Like if someone on like a Tuesday night wanted to eat there, you could potentially call ahead, say, hey, we want to eat there, and they could have something ready for you. But normally it's just Thursday nights and then the special events.
So all Thursday nights, you can just go down there and eat like it's a restaurant.
So.
Okay.
Yep.
That sounds awesome. I might have to try that out sometime.
Yep. The hardwood floors, even the steps, like when you walk in and you see this massive chandelier, but they refinished the steps and the hardwood floors, but it still kind of has the wear to it, but you can tell it's totally refinished. It's just so tastefully done.
And so at the start of the video, you said Nome has a population of what? It's pretty small, isn't it? I mean,
it's like 51.
For anybody who's not familiar with North Dakota, it's a small town even for North Dakota standards, and they've got this wonderful facility. right there in the middle of nowhere. And it seems like it's very busy, too, because I know when you were talking about scheduling the filming of this, it was kind of tough to get in there because it's so busy.
Mm-hmm.
And
yeah, we had to we wanted to try and book it on a day where there weren't activities going on.
And I feel like we got to mention Casey in this as well.
Oh, absolutely. So that's so I started working with him. He has Mutz Media, and he has a unique way to make inanimate objects come to life, and just kind of has its own flavor, like a unique angle. So that's what was so fun, because Tom Lunde and we co-brokered this just immaculate lake place by Nevis, Minnesota. Anyway, and I brought Casey, and I've known Casey for years, and I've had him do some other ads for me, and they always turn out just a little bit better, not just a little bit, like a lot better than what I even have going on in my head. It's like, yeah, wow, that crushes it. Anyway, so we did this project. It went great. Tom and I had good chemistry, and same with Casey and yourself, Preston. You were a part of that lake place too.
Gorgeous lake place.
Your scheduling didn't work for this Nome place,
but
it was just a lot of fun. And it was like, lake places like that don't come up all the time. But we just got talking, and we're like, there's these other areas that need to be highlighted.
Exactly. And I can speak
show off the way of life in North Dakota and Minnesota.
Exactly, because not everybody knows how awesome it is up here. I mean, I think
if you're not here, you're missing out. So.
Yeah, and I feel like the perception is that it's a terrible place to live, when in reality, it's probably one of the best places to live. I know we're biased, but I can speak to that lake cabin too. I feel like that place was a piece of heaven. I mean, I could have. It was so fun to go out there and film and be part of that project, because, like you said, it was just a lot of fun. It was just, but it's also fun when you've got a good subject to film. So that makes things a lot more interesting as well. And this Nome Schoolhouse definitely looked like there was stories everywhere. I mean, you guys could have went on and on and on.
That was it took us quite a while to put it all together. Well, more Casey than myself, but but it's like, where do you start piecing that story together? Because there's just so much going on. But
yeah, and I think you guys nailed it with the video, because, well, man, read the comments. Everyone's loving it who's seen it, and I think more and more people will see this and think, hey, we got to get this crew out to do not only places like this, but just promote other things. Do you have anything coming up? What's next? Don't know yet, huh? We'll see. Yep.
We'll see. You should subscribe to Coffee and Lefse Crew on YouTube, and when it happens, it happens. That's just it. See, our main focus, I have the real estate company, Remax now. That's my main baby, and that's Coffee and Lefse is my it's just kind of fun right now to help highlight some areas that could use a little extra boost.
Mm-hmm. And Tom, he's Remax as well. What's the name of his?
He's a Remax as well. He's a separate office there. He's out of a Remax in Moorhead. So, but yeah, he's been doing it for quite a few years. He used to play basketball for the NDSU Bison.
There you go. Can't go wrong with that.
Nope.
And then Casey.
He makes me look short. That's always helpful.
Yeah, and I don't know if I wish I would have had that for this podcast. That picture of you two. James, you're 6'5". Tom is...
I'm like 6'3", 6'4".
Okay. Tom is...
Tom's like 6'10".
6'10"? Yeah, he's very tall. And when we were at that cabin, you guys were trying to get your arms around a tree and it wasn't happening. So you guys can imagine how giant that tree was. I wish I had that for this podcast. That'd have been good.
Actually, if you pull it, I noticed that Mutz Media has that as their background on his Facebook page.
There you go. So that's another reason to go check out Mutz Media. And you said that's on Facebook. So if you guys want to see that picture, anybody who's listening to this podcast and you've got this far, head on over to Mutz Media's Facebook page and also tell him you love the video because I'm sure he put a lot of time into that. And
he put a lot of time into that. Yeah, that was
because looked like there was a lot of editing involved, and I bet he had to sift through a ton of video footage because I'm sure that's not the final cut isn't the only thing you guys filmed. But so how long did filming on something like this take? I mean, that's probably a full day.
It was a full day.
Yep.
I feel like we got there in the morning and we left at like 6 at night or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
So,
and I bet you could have stayed longer. I mean, there was probably more things.
Totally stayed longer. There was so much we could have done, but no, it was a fun day. It was good.
And for those of you wondering, if you guys are watching this on YouTube, I haven't had a video podcast in a long time, but this is one. James wanted to have a video, and I'm actually filming on an old Hero 3 Plus GoPro. James is saying it's horrible video quality. It is kind of gross. It makes me look kind of sick. Kind of a greenish hue to my skin. But I thought I had this sitting down in my office down here, and I thought, oh man, I've seen a lot of people lately recording videos on old camcorders, and I thought I better test this thing out. I've used it one other time, and that was during a fantasy basketball draft. And I just thought, it's kind of gross. I had to try it out tonight. And yeah, it's still, I mean, it was probably wonderful when it came out, but now it just doesn't really hold up very well.
Yeah, I got the same one.
Same GoPro?
Same GoPro.
Yeah, but you're not filming with that right now.
No, just the Hero 3 Black Edition.
Yep.
Right?
Oh, this one's Hero 3 Plus Black Edition.
Okay, Hero 3 Plus. It was the Hero 3 Plus Black.
And I've got the GoPro 10 sitting upstairs, so I could have the real nice GoPro working for me, but nope, got to test out the old one. Yep. Well,
no, that one's working.
I thought I should have you on the show to highlight that new project you're doing because I think it's really cool, and I think it could someday turn into something a lot more than just a hobby because I feel like everyone involved kind of has fun doing the projects, and at least in the first video, it shows. I mean, it looks like everyone's having fun, and that what makes the video, at least for me, enjoyable to watch. So if there's anything else you want to talk about on the show.
I still don't have my medal.
Yeah, I still haven't made a medal. In fact, if any of you go back and
hoping to be able to wear my medal tonight, but I don't have it yet.
Yeah, and what James is referring to is last time he was on the show, he felt like he deserved a medal for being on the show so many times. And I don't know who's been on more. Chelsea's probably been on more than you. Margot might have been on more than you. But other than that, not too many people have been on more. And I think if you listen back, though, to that episode that you were on, I seem to remember you saying that you were going to make a medal.
Oh.
Oh, so maybe that's why you're still waiting.
Yeah.
I do have that. I had a trophy for an old fantasy football league that I was in charge of making the trophy. And when people saw what it was, they were like, nah, we don't really want a trophy this year. But that's lurking down here somewhere in my basement, so maybe you could carry that with you next time you have a podcast. But anything else you want to talk about? There's got to be something new.
You know, another fun thing I learned recently, there's a guy in Valley City who has Spaceman Barbecue Instagram page. It's awesome.
Very cool.
If you like barbecuing, it's a good Instagram page.
Yeah, it's very good.
Oh, it's smoking. Did you watch it?
I've been watching it, and I forgot to actually tell you about that. He messaged me today, so
Oh, nice.
yeah, he seems like a from the one message I've had with him on Instagram, seems like a very nice guy. And if you want to go, is it called Spaceman Barbecue?
Spaceman Barbecue, and then found out he has a line of knives too, Spaceman Knives.
Yeah, and I watched the barbecue channel, and I was watching the Instagram reels on that, and it's just like every single video looks so good. I'm like, this guy needs to have a restaurant because it looks like a ton of food, and it all looks amazing. So yeah, you should head on over to that page to check that out. And it's very cool. It said he just recently moved here, and he's loving it here. So another reason to move to North Dakota. And
one more.
One more. It seems like everyone who moves here loves it. So,
so far so good.
So far so good. Yep. I think if people went through a couple winters here too, they'd realize that, yeah, it's not really that bad. And there's a lot of fun stuff to do in the winter, including ice fishing. And I know you've went ice fishing already this year, but I have not got a chance.
It was terrible.
Yeah.
Good company, terrible fishing. But they're coming. We were on the wrong lake.
Yep. I've heard of people having some really good luck around here too, limiting out on perch and whatnot. So there is good fishing around here. It's just kind of hit or miss. Oh, that's wherever you go. But
you just got to find the fish.
Yeah,
it's like way easier if you're on like a school of fish, like when you drill your hole.
Oh, way better. Yep. But you still do it. You still do it the old-fashioned way. You're still using the weight and the bobber, aren't you?
Oh, of course.
See, I think if you got a Vexlar or a Markham or something like that, you'd never go back. It's so much more enjoyable.
I think what I'll do is I'll get a camera. I kind of like to watch the fish.
Yeah, but
a little exciting.
Even at that, a lot of the lakes around here are kind of murky. So when you drop the camera down, you still can't quite see what you're after. So if you have a Vexlar or a Markham, you can still see where the fish are. I think you'd like it. You should look into something like that. But
I just use yours.
What's that?
I'll just sit next to you.
Oh yeah, you should have taken it the other day you were going, because I wasn't using it. So
I didn't even think of it.
You should have. I should have plugged that in for you so you could have taken it with and tried it out. I bet you would have had one of your own in a couple days, because it's a lot nicer. But maybe you wouldn't have known if there wasn't any fish below you. You wouldn't have known how sweet it was.
Right.
But how thick was the ice?
It was already like 9 inches.
Oh, really?
It was thick.
Oh, wow.
I actually saw an ice house on the river today.
Ooh, man.
Down by Chautauqua, right in the middle.
Wow, that seems early for that, but I suppose it has been pretty cold. So,
but on the river, it was one of those otter pop-ups.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't feel comfortable doing that, but I guess
on the lakes, that's fine.
I don't know how thick the ice is. I've actually never went ice fishing on the river because I never feel safe. No. It just seems like with currents and stuff, you can't really judge how thick the ice is going to be, so I just stay away from it. I guess I don't care how good the fishing is on it either. I can stay away. Yeah. So, but I do love fishing on the lakes, and that's a lot of fun. And it seems like, well, I haven't got out.
The ice is turning out pretty nice this year because there hasn't been an overabundance of snow.
Okay.
So it's really clear.
Oh, really? See, that's one of the things I've wanted to check off my bucket list. I've always wanted to catch a fish and be able to see it coming up. You know, I've seen YouTube videos like that where they catch a fish and you can actually see it through the ice. Every time I go fishing, it seems like the ice is already cloudy or it's got too much snow on it, so there's no chance. Or the ice is just 3 feet deep and there's no way you'd see a fish through that anyway. But
what we should do is try spear fishing.
Yeah, I've seen a lot of people doing that, and that looks like a lot of fun. And I also think sight fishing in like an ice house that you've got would be fun too, because I guess I don't know how I think they cut out a couple holes and then just make a square, and then you sit in the dark house and you're able to see down into the water, and they just sit there and fish like normal. So I think that would be fun too.
Yeah.
Just because then you wouldn't have to buy all the spearfishing gear. But
True.
But then I'm always nervous because when you pack up, you've got to mark that so nobody else goes into it, and I'd be afraid, oh, did I mark that good enough? You know, I'd constantly be worried about, oh, someone's going to hit that, and then I'm going to feel guilty. But I don't know.
No.
You probably wouldn't worry about that. You'd mark it good enough, right?
Did our job.
Yep.
Marked.
Yep. Well, I want to thank you for being on the show tonight.
Well, thanks for having me, and thanks for coming again.
Yeah, it was fun being on my show tonight, and I strongly encourage everyone to go over and subscribe to the Coffee and Lefse Crew on YouTube, and mention.
And we'll see what comes.
Yeah, see what comes. Mention some places in North Dakota, Minnesota, and it doesn't have to be event centers, does it? I mean, it can be anything.
It could be a missile silo.
Exactly. Yeah, that's...
could be a waterfall. Could be whatever. If you think it's cool, let us know.
Good point. Everyone should see North Dakota's waterfall. So I guess that would be one of my votes. Although it's probably frozen right now. I don't know what it would look like at this point. But yeah, I've got a whole list of suggestions that I think would be cool. Hopefully you guys can make some of them happen, because I do think people will be interested in this stuff, and after they see your video, they'll want to go out to Nome themselves and see what it's all about. So thanks again for being on the show. It's been a lot of fun, and we'll talk to you guys next week.
Toodaloo.